I'm Rob, and coming up on R&B Reviews, Kick-Ass and Hit Girl are back with a superhero-like league in Kick-Ass 2.
They may wear costumes, but it isn't Halloween. They're real-life superheroes.
Me and Hit Girl were training every day. There were more and more people joining us every night.
Colonel Stars and Stripes, supporting for
It's been about 3 years since the first Kick-Ass movie came out, and it was very successful with moviegoers that I knew that it was only time until a sequel came out, and now that the summer blockbuster season is going to be wrapping up pretty soon, it's coming out right now. In Kick-Ass 2, costumed high schooler Dave decides to get back into his Kick-Ass persona and join a group of regular citizens who have been inspired to fight crime in costumes. But meanwhile, Chris, formerly known as the Red Mist, wants revenge against Kick-Ass for what happened in the first film, so he decides to become a super villain and form his own league using mostly criminals and psychopaths. Now, let me just start out by saying that I really wasn't in love with the first Kick-Ass movie like everyone else was back in 2010. Brendan and I reviewed the movie, and he really liked it from what I remember, and I thought it wasn't a bad movie, but to me, the film for me was just a bit too uneven, and some of it was, the violence was a bit over the top for my taste. I actually kind of preferred another movie called Super, which was it came out about the same time, which was also about a person who decides to become a costume superhero. But anyway, Kick-Ass 2, I thought was better in the character development than the first film was. The first half spends a little bit more time on characters, a little bit less on action scenes, which I think helped us get reacquainted, or in some instances get to know some of these new characters. For example, Dave is going back and forth on whether he wants to don his costume again, and Mindy, aka Hit Girl, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, she's trying to fit in high school, and she's also trying to ditch her costume persona because her guardian wants her to stop. But most of all, Chris is really obsessed over his anger with Kick-Ass, and he decides that he will become the first real-life supervillain.
Where do they get a load of me? I'm gonna make Kick-Ass pay for what he did to my dad. I'm building an evil army. I'll bring the war! Who is this guy? He's going to be the world's first real supervillain.
Including the new costume characters, they also have problems in their lives. I think people, audiences, will be able to relate to them either because they've read or have experienced some of these things themselves. I also like the humor in this film, including some satirical moments such as poking fun at pop culture in the teen world, or an ordinary superhero, or villain plots where there's some dark humor and they're always, finding little plot holes in there, like, no, that's not going to work because of this. Like I said, the dark humor in here I thought was also spot on. But for me, I thought the violence, again, was just a little bit too much for me, at least for my taste. I know these characters want to make changes in their city, but sometimes I think they kind of go overboard to the point of nearly killing their enemy, which I think that they might have taken things a bit too far in that stance. But I mean, if people like action scenes, I don't think they will have a problem enjoying these scenes, but for me, I thought it was just they go a little bit too far. I really liked getting to know these characters outside their costumes. I thought it was a big improvement in the character development part, and as much better than the first one as a result. And I do like the film that it touched up a bit on the boundary between reality and fantasy. Still, Kick-Ass 2, even though I enjoyed it a little bit more, it didn't completely convert me into the huge, big Kick-Ass fans that I saw a lot back in 2010. So overall, I'm going to give it a mild C. Like I said, I liked it, the story, I liked the characters. For me, the violence was just a little bit too much for me to watch sometimes. So I'm going to go on the mild C rating. Alright. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to you. What did you think of Kick-Ass 2? Did you like it a little more than I did? Did you not like it? Go ahead and post your comments. I do, of course, read everything that's posted. And again, thank you very much for watching.